When individuals or communities lack the necessary resources for minimum quality of living, this situation or condition is referred to as poverty. As a result, their basic human needs cannot be satisfied. Families and individuals living in poverty may not have access to proper housing, clean water, healthy foods, and even medical care. But poverty goes far beyond simply not having enough money. The World Bank Organization describes poverty in this way. Poverty is hunger. Poverty is lack of shelter. Poverty is being sick and not being able to see a doctor. Poverty is not having access to school and not knowing how to read. Poverty is not having a job. It's a fear for the future, living one day at a time. Most often, poverty is a situation where people want to escape. So poverty is a call for action, for poor and wealthy alike. It is a call to change the world so men more may have enough access to eat, adequate shelter, access to education and health, protection from violence, and a voice in what happens in their groups. Poverty is a problem that affects individuals and society as a whole. Making ends meet can result in a number of physical and mental problems for individual or family. High rates of poverty can have a negative impact on society as a whole and are linked to issues like crime, unemployment, education, and poor health. And poverty is all about having no voice and no power. It is suggested that voluntary poverty is an ideal way to live. In contrast to involuntary poverty, which is viewed as social and economic issue that has to be addressed, voluntary poverty is frequently associated with moral goodness. No one wants to live in poverty. It is a given. The structural, social, and cultural circumstances that affect the poor are beyond their control to alter. Unemployment is one instance of a structural issue that contributes to poverty. We can all agree that poverty is one of the biggest problems that our world is facing. In every place, we can see a trace of poverty. And when COVID-19 came, it affected all of us, and it made poverty even worse. Because many people lost their jobs, which made them hungry, and many became sick. As it works, the hunger led them to death because they don't have enough money to sustain their everyday needs. In order to strengthen and empower people living in poverty, it is suggested to work with groups of people rather than with individuals. But even though we do it individually or collectively, we have a moral obligation to help fight against poverty and prevent hunger, disease, and death simply because we can. As a student, we can donate funds and find volunteer opportunities. Donating money to groups whose goal is to eliminate this economic issue is one of the easiest methods to fight poverty. No amount is too small or too large. Organizations can use this money raised by these contributions to address and fix a variety of issues like food insecurity, education gaps, and housing inequality. In conclusion, poverty affects the entire country rather than just one individual. Additionally, it needs to be addressed by using workable solutions. A sustainable and inclusive expansion of the population, society, nation, and economy is also now dependent on the eradication of poverty. Ladies and gentlemen, as individuals, we should do our best to help fight against hunger, disease, death, and to help fight against poverty because we can. Volunteering your time, money, and energy to help other people doesn't just make the world better, but it also makes you better.